I'm sensing a gold and black theme for this year. I am vibing. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rachel. I do all sorts of planner and stationery stuff here on the YouTubes, and today we are doing a very exciting video. Very highly anticipated video, and by highly anticipated, I mean I anticipated the most because it is my 2023 planner lineup. We're gonna look at all the planners that I'm gonna use for the next year. First, we're gonna talk a little bit about what I changed from last year, and some things really did change. And then we're gonna talk about the planners themselves, and then we're gonna go over the covers I will be using at the very end. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you over in the Flatlight. So first things first, biggest changes from last year. Number one, the planner stack itself is a lot more focused. You guys can go back and watch my planner lineup video. So I think it's called like all planners in my collection or something like that. I'll leave it up in the cards. That video I made when I first started YouTube, and I was just showing you guys everything that I had in my collection for 2022. But what I noticed was I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to fill out each one of those every single day, and each one didn't have as distinct of a purpose as I thought they did. So instead, what I've done this year is I've really focused down each one of these planners and made sure that they have a purpose, that specific things are going in each of them, that things are not being duplicated, or if they are being duplicated, it's not like tedious for me to duplicate them across the planners. And I've just really narrowed it down. The second biggest change is size. So I used a lot of different planners in 2022, but mainly I was in a Hobonichi Cousin and a Hobonichi Weeks. I also flirted with a Wonderland 222 planner, as well as just like journaling and astrology here and there. And so I was experimenting all over the place. But one of the things I noticed was that the A5 size planners, so the Hobonichi Cousin and the Wonderland 222, I just flatly ignored. I was obsessed with the Cousin for a few months at the beginning of the year. And then as the year progressed, I was like, well, maybe I just need a different format. I'll try the Wonderland. But I bought an A5 size Wonderland, and I couldn't with the size. So instead, I have focused on getting physically smaller planners, because what I noticed with the Hobonichi Weeks, which was my favorite planner from 2022, was that the size really helped me focus and narrow down what I was trying to say, because you can only put so many words in this layout compared to the Cousins vertical A5 size weekly. And when you can only put so many words, you really choose those carefully. So I found that the smaller size helped me focus, and I was excited to be able to buy everything I wanted in a smaller size than I had used before. So we have here 2 Hobonichi Weeks for 2023, 1 Hobonichi Techo Original. This is actually my first ever original Techo. I'm really excited to have it. And then we have the Sterling Ink Common Planner full year in the size B6. And I think to start, we're gonna go over how I plan to use the Sterling Ink Planner. So I think it would be almost an understatement to say that this was my most anticipated planner for my 2023 lineup. Catherine from Sterling Ink created her common planner to fix all of the problems with the Hobonichi Cousin, essentially, that she had, which I also really had. I think she just absolutely had her finger on the pulse of what the community was feeling about the Hobonichi Cousin, and created a very streamlined, minimal, beautiful competitor to that planner. And it was smaller, so of course I had to get my hands on it. If you want to see my full unboxing of this planner, I will leave it up in the cards, but real quick, I just want to show you a few features. The cover is this faux linen cover. I know it's actually cardstock, but it feels really texturized. It also has these gold foil edges, which I know are not for everyone, but I have seen from Catherine's Instagram and heard from other people that when the gold foil pages get used, it really turns into this nice vintagey looking sort of book page aesthetic. So I'm excited for that to be the case with my planner. I'm not going to go through every single page in this planner. If you want that sort of breakdown, like I said, go watch my unboxing, but I am going to walk you through how I'm going to use that. So if you haven't seen that and you're not familiar with this planner, I recommend watching it. But let's get into what I'm going to be using it for. So on each of the planners, you'll notice I have this little sticky note on the inside cover, and these are just these planner markers from Paperian. I got mine from Jet Pens, and you can see I use the crap out of them, so I need to get some more. But these are what I have used to sort of mark my pages and mark my plans for my planner in my planners. You'll see them throughout. So what I'm going to be using this for is really what I think the goal of this planner was for Sterling Ink, which is to do some goal planning and also have a commonplace notebook. So this is kind of going to be my database, my ride or die, my everything is in here, my one true home for all of my stuff. This is the yearly overview. I'm not going to really be using that, except I might use it to just like check off the days. This is a blank page, and I am going to do like a big vision board in here for my goals for the year. And then this is really why this is going to be my goal planner, because she has a goal breakdown. And so I'm going to be breaking down each of my goals by my like vision for them, someday, 1 year, half year, and then my quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily actions. So this page is the quarterly breakdown, and it has your months over here on the side, as well as like a dated breakdown here. I'm going to be using this to track my goals in depth and set priorities and map out deadlines, as well as doing like a mini review down here, which I think will be good. I really missed having a review routine in my last planner lineup, so I'm going to try to integrate that more as well. Then on the months, I'm just going to be pre-planning and doing a little bit of content tracking. So as you guys know, I upload every week, usually on Sundays, sometimes twice a week if something crazy happens. But this is going to be sort of where I plan those out, as well as like Instagram posts and stuff. Shameless plug, if you're not following me on Instagram, go do it. I'm at Rachelle in Theory. And then my weeks are going to be pre-planning and actually time tracking. So I'm going to be writing like work from 8 to 5, and then within that bubble I'm going to be writing, you know, had a meeting at 10, wasted 2 hours on YouTube, focused on my priorities, that kind of stuff. I'm going to be using probably a lot of stickers in this section. I'm so excited to get back into a vertical weekly planner. And then I also will have task lists. So this is going to be where I spend most of my time in this planner, actually like plotting out my goals, accomplishing them, noting how I was tracking my time. And then the back section, these daily pages or notes pages, are going to be like a commonplace notebook. So she created this planner to be like a planner plus a commonplace notebook, and I really want to use it to that effect. So that is the Sterling Ink Common Planner. That's how I'm going to be using that. Let's look at my Hobonichi Original now. This planner is honestly so stinking cute. It's so small and I love it so much. Is it Techo or Techo? I think I say it different every time. Whatever. So what I plan to do is not carry this around everywhere with me, but actually just keep it by my bedside. And I'm going to be tracking my weight and health in the yearly overview section here. So I'll probably do like a chart of some kind, charting sleep, energy, and mood, and then have like a little section for my steps if I close my Apple Watch rings, and then like period tracking and stuff like that. So that's going to be my yearly overview. In the monthlies, I'm going to be pre-planning, so noting everything that I have coming up this month, or I might come back and be like, you know, today it rained or something like that. And then I'm going to be tracking my symptoms alongside that. So if I have like a really big meeting on Friday and then I have a lot of anxiety that day, right? Like maybe it's related to the meeting. So my goal is I can kind of see it alongside my month's tasks and appointments and see how that's affecting either my, like, you know, when I say symptoms, I mean like mental health symptoms or like my physical symptoms. If like I run a marathon on the 18th and then I'm like too beat to do dishes or whatever on the next 2 days or something like that, then I will have that noted here. But the most important and valuable aspect of these monthlies is really going to be when I take this planner with me to my doctor, because a lot of the times, you know, doctors will ask you, when did you start experiencing this? When was the pain really bad? And I can write in here, you know, I started experiencing this symptom on the 3rd and it got really bad on the 6th, and then it wasn't so bad these days, and now I'm seeing you on the 9th. Right? So I can have that information handy. And then for the daily pages, I'm going to be doing daily journaling. So I did something similar to this in an A6 English edition last year, and I just couldn't keep up with it because I really don't like the layout of the English A6 planner. I don't know why they made it so different, but it's just not my cup of tea. And also because the grid size on the A6 English edition is just a little bit larger than the grid size on the Japanese edition. So I bought this planner because I like the design slightly more, and I'm excited to see if that helps me actually write in it every single day. If you guys have seen my Hobonichi Cousin pros and cons video, you know that I'm not a big fan of the colored daily pages. This is going to be a pen only journal, so I don't think the colors will really bother me. I'm not going to be doing any deco. Over here on the monthly pages, I'm thinking about doing like a little mini monthly review in terms of like health and then what went on personally. It may just be like another journal entry, and that's totally fine with me. I'm not going to be putting too much pressure on myself, like I said, to make this like a beautiful planner or anything like that, because it's just going to be like a really quick jotting down the notes of what happened that day and my feelings and my thoughts and if anything important happened. The only thing I don't love about this planner is the quotes down at the bottom. I was not a big fan of them in the Cousin, but in such a small planner, I just don't know why they have the quotes. I would really prefer the extra space, but I do need this planner to be sort of tiny and portable so I can, like I said, take it with me to doctor's appointments and take it with me when I travel, because it is going to be a daily journal. And actually, I am really excited to use it because it is just like so stinking cute. By the way, if you want to see the unboxing of this, check out my 2023 Hobonichi haul video. I'll leave it up in the cards, but I unboxed this and then the 2 weeks that I'm about to show you as well. So check that out. Okay, let's move on to my Hobonichi Weeks setup. I'm talking to you about both of these planners together because they are going to be together in my lineup. I am going to be putting them into a cover that will house 2 Hobonichi Weeks very comfortably with extra room to chunk up both of these planners. And they are going to be what is going to be like my everyday carry, where I take this planner with me everywhere I go. It is what I first reach to. It's my capture method. If you've ever I think that's from David Allen's like Getting Things Done. I don't know. I've never actually read the book. I've just spark noted it like a million times. So the basic gist of this 2-book system is that one is going to be for work and one is going to be for my personal / hobbies. So let's talk about the work planner first. This is the Champagne Gold 2023 Weeks. I'm not sure if the like beautiful champagne color is coming up on camera or if you're just seeing the glare from the plastic cover. But as I said before, if you want to see what this looks like without the cover, go watch my unboxing video. It's up in the cards already, and you can see what this looks like sort of without the plastic cover, but I'm not going to take it off now. This is going to be for my work and career goals. Last year, I found that a Hobonichi Weeks was like perfect for my work planning, so I'm going to be sticking with that again. I'm not going to be using this section at all. In this section, I'm going to be using it as kind of like a true actual year at a glance with paydays, business holidays, and travel, as well as any multi-day events for work. I'm not sure what I'm going to fit up in this section, but those are all going to be noted down here. So if you have any ideas for this section for like a work planner, let me know. Leave it down below. And then the monthlies are going to be pre-planning everything that I have coming up, big events like multi-day events, vacations, stuff like that. But it's also going to be my distraction method. So if you haven't seen my video on the distraction method, I'll leave that up in the cards. Basically, it's a method that I created to help me keep on top of things that were being added to my queue of tasks that weren't related to my priorities that I still had to get done, so that when I meet with my boss at the end of the week, or whenever I meet with him, I can say like, I didn't get this priority done because this other thing came up that I had to do because so-and-so or whatever. And we can sort of work around that and figure out how to handle those situations next time. So it's a super useful method. People seem to really like it in the comments, so go check it out. Then in the weekly sections, I'm going to be using the method that has worked for me all of last year that I really feel like was perfect. And that is a method. Basically, I draw a line down this part of the page. I write events over here, the day's priorities over here, any memories or things I want to remember in this little 6th grid column, and then the rest of the space is taken up with notes. So I'll show you an example from my current weeks. Okay, so this is a good example for my current Hobonichi Weeks. You can see over here on the left-hand column, I have all of my events. So for work, that means like my meetings for the day, whether or not I'm in office, that kind of stuff. Then I have priorities over here, which are just the daily like priorities that I need to check off. I have my memories or anything that I was doing that day that I wanted to remember. And then over here, I just have notes. This also happened to be the week that Taylor Swift released Midnights, so it was like Midnights all week. And you can see here how I'm also struggling a little bit to merge the personal and work stuff that was going on in my life. So in this new planner, in this work one, I will be just doing those work priorities, work notes, work memories, everything like that. In the notes section, I'm going to be using this delineating page between the rest of the memo section and the weeks section for a vision board and my work goals. So I showed you let me pull it up. I showed you in the common planner that I'm going to be doing a large vision board here for all of the goals that are reflected on this goal breakdown page. And this planner, since it's like all my goals, tracking all of that kind of stuff, this section of my weeks is going to be just for the work stuff. So this is the only thing I'm going to be copying over from this planner is my work goals and then a little bit of a vision board. And that's just so I can have all of those priorities in one place. And then the notes sections will probably just be things like notes for meetings, for brainstorming, for ideas for design, stuff like that. I got a regular weeks size this year because the mega was just too much space for me. I didn't even finish it. And I think this is going to be really, really perfect for that. So that's my work planner. Now let's talk about this one. I'm actually so excited for this one because this is going to be not just a personal planner, but a hobbies planner. So it's going to be, yes, tracking my personal to-do lists and stuff like that in the weeks, but it's going to be focused all around my hobbies and am I keeping up with the things that I want to do outside of work in addition to the things I have to do outside of work. The only thing I'm not sure of putting in here yet is like YouTube stuff because it's kind of a hobby, but also kind of like work, so to speak. Like it's definitely like a side hustle for me. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be putting that in the hobbies planner or if that'll just stay in the common planner or even if that'll go in the work planner. I'm not quite sure yet, but for now, I'm going to try to fit everything in here. That's personal. That's not work, like my office job related. This is the Mon Uncle cover. My uncle, I never know how to pronounce it. I think it's so beautiful. I love the gold details. I love the line art. I think it's just really special. So I'm not really going to be using this page. I don't really use this page. This, I'm trying again, guys. I'm ready to be hurt again. This is going to be a hobbies tracker. So instead of it being like a habit tracker where you check things off, I'm just going to write in different colors what hobby I engaged with that day. So if that was like a day where I read a lot and like crocheted or something, I'll put like an R and a C in different colors. And I plan to use the colors in my multi-pen here. I try typically to just be able to fill out any planner I have with just one pen. So this is my one pen and it actually is secretly 5 pens. So I'll probably just use this and color code a few of my hobbies that I want to make sure that I'm doing because last year I finished grad school. Hooray me. Thank you, thank you. But I really felt like I didn't have my hobbies at all. Like I didn't know what they were. I didn't know who I was outside of grad school. And so I want to really make the dedicated space and make sure that I'm doing things like reading, writing, reading tarot, all those kinds of things to make sure that I'm just like not losing myself, so to speak. So I'm really excited actually for this. I'm very, very pumped. Then the monthlies are going to be sort of a pre-planner. I don't plan to do anything special with the monthlies. If I want to, I may track like, started watching this series, ended this series or something like that on these pages, but most likely I will just be using a pre-plan here. And that's fine with me. I don't typically use my monthly pages for personal planners for anything except pre-planning, and I'm cool with that. And then the weekly section is going to be almost identical to the weekly section in my work planner. I'm going to have events over here, priorities, memories, notes. And so events will probably look like all day events or appointments that I have that are not related to work. So like a doctor's appointment or if I have like a Zoom call with a friend or something like that, I'll put that over there. And then priorities are probably going to be like things that I want to get done that day, whether that's chores or hobbies. The notes section will probably end up being a little bit more journaling heavy, but it might also be weekly tasks. It just depends on the week. Anyone who's used a Hobonichi Weeks knows that it just kind of depends on the week. By the way, not a fan of these bookmarks. I will be cutting them off. In the notes section, I'm also going to be using this for a vision board. So again, just taking those elements from the common planner that are related to my hobbies specifically and noting the goals over here, having a little mini vision board so I can just visualize what I want to be engaging with this year. I have a section planned out for progress trackers. So this is not like daily habit trackers, but rather like if I have a book that I'm reading, I will draw like a little bar across the page and I'll say like, okay, I started Dracula on this date and then I'll fill it out like when I get to a quarter of the way through, halfway through, 3/4 of the way through, and then to the end, and I'll write the end date. It's going to be something like that. I haven't really visualized it yet, but those kinds of progress trackers work a lot better for me than habit trackers. So I'm hoping that will work. So I've left 3 pages for that, and then this becomes a hobbies journal and / a media tracker. So I'm going to be printing out little photos of what I consume. I'm going to be writing little blurbs. I'll probably also keep like a letterbox and a Goodreads updated. So if I do that, I'll leave that down below so you guys can check out my profiles. I don't really have anything on there right now though. So explore at your own risk, I guess. And I'm going to be doing that for the rest of the note pages. I think it's going to be really fun to look back and see like how I felt about my hobbies and what I felt was meaningful from them. I think it's going to be really fun. On this section, this favorite section, I'm going to be using it as like a monthly favorites. I know it has like 2 extra months, so it'll be a monthly favorites and then 2 yearly favorites, I guess. This My 100, I tried to have it be for books last year, and I just don't read a lot. I'm trying to read more for sure, but I do watch a ton of movies, and I think this would be really fun to do with movies, especially because that's something that I love to do with my partner, and I just think it'd be really cute to look back on all the movies we saw together. And then this My Favorite Things, which is one of my favorite features of the English Hobonichi Weeks. So, okay, I should mention that. This is an English Hobonichi Weeks. This is a Japanese Hobonichi Weeks. I did a comparison of these 2 planners. If you want to see that, I'll link it up in the cards so you can see like the full breakdown between the 2 and what the differences are. But basically, this page is unique to the English weeks, and I plan to pass my planner around to my friends and my family and just get them to write one thing. So I'll just like say, hey mom, like, can you write one thing in here? And she can pick whichever one she wants and write, yeah, my favorite breakfast is like eggs and toast. And I just think that that would be so cute if I did it with everyone that I love. And at the end of the year, I have just like a collection. So I think that would be really, really fun. And that's going to be my Hobonichi weeks for my hobbies / personal stuff. So that's my main planner stack, and I'm really excited to be using these. But I want to talk about a couple things that will be flitting in and out. So the first thing is my spiritual planner, and I did a full tour of this planner. It's up in the cards as well. Everything is up in the cards. If you want to take a look, I'm not going to go through it with you here, but basically I just have like a blank notebook so that I can write down like dreams and tarot readings and stuff like that. And then I have a couple of other notebooks that are like very specific to certain courses or practices that I'm working on. And this will be in my collection. It will stay in my collection. But as much as I can, I'm going to be trying to fit a lot of this into my hobbies planner, just because I think that this is sort of like a hobby for me right now. So this will be in and out of my collection, but lots of elements in here will also be reflected in other planners. And then the other planner is this A5 Wonderland 222 planner. I have it in this cover that I just like was gifted when I was like 9, and is for journaling and stuff like that. So this is like from Barnes & Noble like 20 years ago. So I don't have a link to share with you, unfortunately, but I think it's a really pretty planner. Although it is like kind of, the coloring is kind of going wonky. But I just have the Wonderland in here right now. And this is the planner that I attempted to use last year and completely failed on using because I didn't like the size. I think if I can try to find something like, yeah, you can see all my plans here. I think if I can try to find something where I would use it every day, like maybe like a daily tarot card or a daily gratitude, I think that would be fun, but I'm just not sure. So this may or may not come back into my collection, but for now, it's just chilling in this cover, and it is undated, so I can pick it up whenever. Okay, let's talk about covers. So first, this is my Hobonichi Weeks cover that's gonna hold 2 Hobonichi Weeks. It's from Planner Vintage. It's honestly amazing. It's a traveler's notebook style cover. What I'm gonna do is have my personal in the back here, so it's gonna fit right into this back cover. And then I'm gonna have my work planner in the front. And it closes so perfectly with plenty of room for me to do anything that I need. I can open these planners fully still, which will be awesome. And this is what will be my everyday carry. Then for my A6, I'm gonna be using this planner cover, which is something from Sakura Handcrafts on Etsy. I just think it's so cute, and it has little deer on it, and it's adorable. It's one of those planners that is made for the Hobonichi planners themselves, so it's made specifically to fit the A6. And I used this last year as well with my English A6, so it fits right in there, and I'm just gonna have like a pen to hold it closed. Like I said, another multi-pen, and it's gonna look super cute. And then lastly, for the Sterling Ink Common Planner, I'm going to be housing it in this beautiful veg tan leather cover in the color khaki from Moterm. I was so happy to get my hands on one of these for the B6. I have my eye on the Weeks ones for so long, but then I found my like planner cover that I have now, which is going to be perfect for holding 2 weeks, and this is just going to be how I get my fix for that good planner cover from Moterm. I think this is so beautiful with the gold. I just absolutely love it. And I'm really happy that the pen loop like sticks out and not in. I'm so happy they made that design change because it was really frustrating. Yeah, doesn't it just look like gorgeous in this? It looks so good. And I think that concludes my 2023 lineup. Yeah, it's gonna be in these 3 planner covers. I'm really excited to have them all in my collection, and I will be posting setup videos for these in December and January, so be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified when those come out. Let me know down below what planners you are using for your 2023 lineup. If you have any reservations, if you're all in, all excited, are you gonna planner hop or are you gonna try to stick with your setup all year? I'm so curious to know. And if you made it this far in the video, I love you so much. Thank you for subscribing, for being awesome, and just generally really supportive. I super appreciate it. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.